what if Deku was a Necromancer? So before we start, a couple of things. First off, thank you for all your support. It means a lot. I didn't think I'd get as much support as I am getting from the comments. And also, any ideas that you guys have on how I could make this better, please tell me, because in my experience, fans have better ideas than the creators. So, yeah, please let me know anything that you guys can think of. Sorry, it's been a bit. I just had, I was helping to build a deck for a new hot tub. Also was hanging out in that, so I'm sorry. I'll try and do more. And also, it's just the same thing I'm saying every time. Many of these ideas are taken from All Things D&D. They're a great channel. Check them out. They have great stories. I really like them, and you guys should check them out too. So yeah, let's get into it. So, last time, Deku was released from custody, just under surveillance, because they're scared of Astashan. So, yeah, so they do that. That's for the sports festival. Izumi and Bakugo are mad because he was released, and, well, they're mad but also scared. Mad that he was back because they think of him as a villain, and scared because they think he's the Grey Necromancer, I'm gonna call him. Because they didn't tell him the story. A bunch of people are scared of him, so they just leave him alone. So yeah, that happens. So, yeah, for the race, oh yeah, Izumi and Bakugo still think they're better than him, of course, because that's them. They're both, Izumi and Bakugo are pretty much both like Bakugo was in the anime. So yeah, so in the race with the robots, Deku he opens up portals a short distance from him. So it looks like there's a difference to his power, like a thing. He can't do any of that stuff. It's harder to move around and teleporting somewhere. So he just sucks up the head of the thing after running up the arm or something, just to make it seem like it. So he gets past that. And for the giant hole, he think of Spider-Man with that movement. How it's when he lets go, he goes up and then starts falling and swings, sorta. I'd say that's sort of what Deku's doing. He's sort of opening portals with an interval in between, so that people think that there's a clear limit to what he can do. So he gets across, and he's still behind Izumi, because Izumi has one for all, and also fire breath, so they end up doing that. So, Izumi, yeah, and then for the minefield, he sort of just opens up a couple of, he opens up one in front of him, over and over. Well, no, he, sort of goes above him just to be fast. Izumi gets past very quickly, because all for one, full cowling. One for all, sorry. All for one would be too OP. One for all for one together. Yeah, so Deku, he gets second in the thing, right after Izumi. Bakugo and Todoroki get third and fourth. Everything else is the same. So what ends up happening is Deku, he obviously gets second. He goes with, the first group is the same, with Izumi, except with Bakugo. since Bakugo and her are friends. And Deku has a team with Tokoyami, since he thinks that both of their quirks are really dark, so that he just thinks that'd be cool if they were to work together. I guess... I'd say probably Todoroki on there. Just because... And maybe Ida. Because he thinks of Izumi... they think of Izumi as... that, and then so they work together with Deku. So that's on that team. They're scared of him, but they don't want to... they just have him on top so that he doesn't have to touch them with the hand. So he thinks of that. They think that. Yeah, so... always on camera. Yeah, so Deku... he sort of just opens up a portal with a black hole. I'm just gonna call it a portal. Well, no, black hole, just because I've been calling it that. Just because it sort of, I don't know, it sucks it out of existence, but then it can do the opposite. I don't know. I'm calling it a portal to a pocket dimension. So yeah, he opens up a portal, and his team goes in there. He explains how that works. Yeah, so he sees how that works. He explains how that works. Sorry. So they end up just staying in there, grabbing a couple of headbands, and they get second in that after the 10 million. So what ends up happening is, so they do that, so they have a couple of that, they get seconds, then into the thing. So this is going to be a bit different. It's going to be, Izumi is going to be on the same side as Bakugo, I think, so they face each other before Izumi faces Deku. So, yeah. And he and Asjin have a plan for this. They do, but he doesn't tell anyone what it is. So, him against Shinso starts talking to him, trying to get him riled up, but Deku just tries to make small talk. No, he doesn't try to make small talk. Just goes, maybe. Yeah, he just calls himself Deku. He tell the heroes what his real name is, but he doesn't want them to call him that. So yeah, he just makes small talk, and he makes Shinso realize that doesn't work, that mind control doesn't work on him, since mental block with magic, whatever. There's mind control spells, something like that. So we'll do that. Then most other things go the same. Yeah. Yeah, that stuff goes the same. Yeah, so I'm just gonna say like that. Then Deku against... who was next? I don't care, I'm just gonna say Todoroki. Deku against Todoroki. He gets Todoroki to use his fire, but it doesn't really make any, it sort of helps him, since what that really does is it sort of just makes him he opens up a portal opens up another one next to Todoroki and he pretty much makes him blast himself. So that happens. So he wins. Then Izumi wins against Bakugo. Yeah, then it's Deku against Izumi. So before that starts, he opens up a portal to the dungeon. Like, he pretty much he takes off the glove to show his skeletal arm. Everyone is scared. And some of the heroes that don't know, all the heroes that don't know about that pretty much get down to try and attack him. Well, is wary to attack him. Is ready to protect the civilians. And he pretty much just tells them to give him a microphone. He gets that. He shouts his story pretty much. Well, first off, he says that he is not the Great Necromancer. He is the apprentice of the Great Necromancer. And he pretty much tells them a story about how his name is Izuku, pretty much says, "My name is Izuku Midoriya. And if you didn't know, I am that girl's brother. The reason why I don't live with her, or something like that, is because I was abandoned because I was quirkless." Yeah, he pretty much tells him how he was taken in by a necromancer, taught everything he needs to know. So, he does that. Then he tells them that there's a portal. Like, how there's a portal. Like, his parents are watching this. So they decide to rush there without watching the rest of it. They rush there to confront him. They just hear that my name is Izuku Midoriya. They hear the my sister thing. They rush to confront him, ask him how he got that power, and what his quirk was, because they just weren't listening to the rest. Then back at the stadium, tells them that he has more than just the portal ability. He's able to do a bunch of stuff that they wouldn't even believe was possible. They would say that, he would say that he could open a portal to a legion of skeletons and his master, and that was exactly what he was going to do. So he opens the portal. They see, anybody who is looking into it from the side that it was open from sees a bunch of skeletons just facing the portal with a throne behind them all, with a man in gray robes and one skeletal arm and a little girl there. They get really scared. Then you see the man in the gray robes. I'm just gonna call Aster Shannon from now on. He waves his hand forward, pointing forward, and he says how. Yeah, he tells them. Yeah, he sorry, jeez, I was just trying to think. He tells all the guys to go through, and to do that. So he does that. There's all of a sudden a legion of skeletons in front of everything. In just the middle of that, the crowd gets really scared, except for a couple of guys dotted around. Then Aster Shan walks through with Eri, who is his other apprentice that he saved. So I'm gonna skip that. Well, I'm not gonna skip that arc, but I'm just not. It's not gonna be saving Eri, because Eri's gonna be helping attack. Because Eri has perfect control over her quirk now. It's because of the training. But yeah, so what ends up happening is everyone gets really scared. All Might, he's there. Like, he does that. Like, he, jumps out and says, I am here. And just calms some people down. Asashin says that he wants to make all older heroes, or any injured heroes, an offer. Or he wants to make all heroes an offer. He says how there are, like, how he can make people, if they agree to it, people that die, they can be resurrected under his command, but still with their own mind. They can, and he doesn't really care if they control it. Like, he doesn't really want to control them or not, unless it's like a big emergency. And he tells them, with his deathless contract, he tells them how it would restore them to their prime after they die, and that they would pretty much live forever. And they would keep control of their quirks. Like, they'd still have their quirks. It would just be going back to their prime, when they're most powerful. So, with all the knowledge that they already had. Yeah. So, like, and one hero asks him to prove it. He tells them to, he tells them to just watch and see. And then he speaks to the crowd. Any of you deathless in there, can you please stand up, and everyone else sit down? Then, like, pretty much the entire stadium sits down, except for, 20 people, just spread out. He tells them to come into the middle. Like, people around them are horrified. So he tells them to come down. They start walking, like, saying hi to people on the way, proving that they still have a mind of their own. He tells them to show their quirks, and each of them do, like, lightning, fire, ice, whatever. I don't really know. Whatever there is. So, some heroes there, like a bunch of heroes would come. So some heroes there would step up and ask to sign the contract, and he'd say that he would, he'd agree, and he'd take out a stack of papers, each of them with some writing. It tells them that all of them say the same thing. You just have to sign it, and you'll become a deathless when you die. Of course, you can still live your own life. You'll just come back to life after. So, yeah. So there's just a couple heroes, some with strength quirks. I'd say one with a water quirk. A couple with some quirk. And one with a copy quirk, I guess. They all signed that. I'd say that they're all injured. Sort of like All Might, but not as bad. And some of them are old. So, they just agree to do that as long as, like, he can prove that, like, they won't die after that. Unless they want to, I'd say. So, yeah. So I'd say that Astashan shows them, like, he cuts off one of the Deathless's arms. They get a bit freaked out, but then he reattaches it. He stabs them through the heart, through the chest, sorry. Nothing happens. He cuts off their head, then reattaches it. They're all fine. It says that some of them have been living for thousands of years. Hundreds of years, sorry. Astashan's the only one who's been living for thousands. Yeah, so he does that. So a bunch of the guys sign it, and he pretty much says okay and tells them to come in to specific coordinates for like a building that he bought to sign the contract. They do that, and they see that, and some heroes are a bit freaked out with what they were doing, but he sees that they don't change immediately, and so that sort of causes other guys to come. And I'd say that one of the heroes, ends up not wanting to feel any more pain. So because he's like one of those things where it's like you have a limp or something, or you're like constantly in pain. So I'd say that he did that, and pretty much just jumped. Like he told one of the other heroes to just kill him, just to prove it, because he didn't really he just wanted to come back without any pain. So he did that. Then he came right back, and that made even more heroes and people, just people in general, go to sign the contract. He just proves that everything will be fine. You'll just not feel any more pain, and you'll still have your mind. So I would say that anyone like Gran Torino was watching this, and he thought that, hey, maybe that might be a good opportunity. I can still live my life, but hey, why not get back to my prime? Because I don't know how, but he got 10 times smaller than when he was in his prime. So I don't know how that happened. But All Might thinks about this, and he just thinks that he'll debate it for a bit longer and ask Deku more questions, privately, because he doesn't want people to see him do that. And sort of that just stops the fight, and so Shen tells them to continue, and how before he does that, he wouldn't introduce Eri. No, he wouldn't. Eri would probably stay back because she's scared. She's shy. But she'd stay in the portal. People would see her, but they wouldn't really... people would wonder, but they wouldn't ask about it. So, they think that it might not be a good idea for Master Shen to still be there, but just because with the army, he just tells them that he'll be in the stands, in a, a contract signing stand or whatever, outside, where they don't have to, so he doesn't have to watch it, because he already knows the outcome, which makes Izumi a bit mad, just because she's very prideful, and she just thinks that he's underestimating her, and so I'd say that, so, sorry, I'm thinking ahead right now, but so, Deku and Izumi get into fighting stances. Izumi rushes at him, he just opens a portal, and, pretty much just puts her outside the ring, and she gets really angry. It was that easy for him, and that he didn't even do any of that before. And everyone stayed to watch, because why not see... why not see that? So, that happens, and they have to do sort of 2 arcs in this. So yeah, Izumi gets really mad, tells him that he says that he cheated, and he was like, well, I didn't. And everyone just ignores her. Bakugo also gets very mad because Izumi beat him, and then yeah, that happened. So yeah, they get really mad. They want to try and that day they try and convince everyone to follow him and take him out before he could hurt any of them, at his home, or at least to spy on him, and if possible take him out at his home, just spy on what his house is like. And yeah, this is after this is before they all this is after everyone decided. Deku just stays to himself. No one really wants to talk to him. So then, everyone but Ida, since Ida just goes straight to Hosu to try and find Stain. Yeah, everyone just follows Deku to find out what at least what he where he lives. So they follow him, and they walk quite a ways into the woods, and I'd say that there are 2 treants that block his path, and yeah, he'd call, yeah. So they they would block their path, but then see that all they really want doesn't just think. The tree is in the giant tree is in control of them since she's alive. She just tells them to let them pass because she just thinks that that's Deku's friends, and they heard that, and so they pass on. They see the coffin, but it's they didn't see it at first. It was covered by a root, and he asked, he touches the tree and asked her, it'd say he asked Shan father and the tree mother. Yeah, and Izumi, Inko, his parents, they missed him at the thing. So, they have Izumi wearing a camera or something. Izumi gets a bit mad that he called the tree mother instead of his actual mother. Yeah, she gets mad at that, but doesn't say anything since she doesn't think that he can see them. So he says, he pretty much says, "Thank you, mother," when the tree moves its root. They're surprised by this, but then they also think, well, it's magic, so. And then they hear the "Thank you, mother," and they're confused. And say, "Isn't that your brother, though?" This says yes, but also no. He disappeared. Of course, well, she says that he disappeared, but they all know the thing. Bakugo's the only one who actually believes her because they're exactly the same, and no one really trusts either of them now. But they were just curious. So they hear that, so they're a bit freaked out by this. And so then it covers back up over the thing. They touch the tree and ask to move. Then they hear a voice. One of them does. I'd say Mina. Mina touches the tree and asks for passage. She says, "Okay, sure, anything for a friend of Deku's." She gets a bit freaked out by this, and so Bakugo does that. He also like a bunch of them get freaked out by that after they hear it. Except for like Tokoyami and whoever the dual arms guy is. I don't really know his name. Doesn't really matter. But yeah, so then the route moves, then they see the coffin, which they get a bit freaked out by, but then they see the door through there. So they open it. And then they go down the steps to see a giant room with a bunch of like skulls and like things. Then a portal in the back, which they see Deku go through. And they can see, so they go through that. Then they see Deku playing with Eri, but then the portal closes behind them. I guess Shen confronts them and asks them what they're doing here. They say that they're friends of Deku's. Yeah, he calls Deku over and asks why his friends are in their secret spot. He tells them that they're not really his friends. That only a couple of them were friends. He didn't tell any of them about that. Must have just followed them. And then they get a bit freaked out by this, so they turn around to go through the portal, but they say that there's no portal. It closed. So they get a bit freaked out. And Deku asks them what they're doing there. They say, one of them just says that Bakugo and Izumi wanted to see what he was doing in his house, so yeah, they do that. I'd say that probably Deku wouldn't have a... so they do that, so they learn about what happened, like they ask about Eri, they learn about what happened to her, they get mad, like most of them get mad about that. Bakugo and Izumi don't really care, and so and Izumi questions why he calls Ash-chan father and the tree mother. He explains that Ash-chan was the one who took him in along with the tree, and you can call her by her name. I don't really know her name. I don't remember. I know it was something in the... he explains how that was once a druid, and that she just, like, although she was able to live for a long time, she was forced to turn into a tree. Or a god, or whatever. I don't know how that works. But so... what happens when he explains that Ash-chan was her husband, and that they together took him in when their parents abandoned him. Emphasis, like, he sort of puts, like quotation marks on his hands. Sorry, like it's like parents. There's that thing. She gets a bit mad about the way he said that, but she at least understands. And everyone else is like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. Your parents must be terrible. And Izumi gets really mad about this. She doesn't say anything about it. Well, she does say something, but they just tell her to shut up. She's just as bad. Bakugo defends her, but tell him to shut up as well. And they ask him if he can really raise the dead. Raise the mindless dead, and what he's able to do with the... pretty much everything he's able to do. He doesn't explain, he tells them that that's really none of their business, and he'd rather keep that to himself. They ask if they could see that little girl that they saw in the portal. He says, oh, Eri? And they ask who Eri was. He says that we rescued her from her uncle, a villain that was using her blood to do experiments because of her quirk. They're really sad about this. They ask if they can see her and play with her. Deku says fine. Bakugo and Izumi just asks to leave. So he opens a portal outside. So that happens. I'd probably say that Deku wouldn't he wouldn't really want them there, so he'd take them just randomly, outside of the in the city, outside of the forest, and none of them were really paying. Only the people I'd say that only a couple people in the group were paying attention to how that was. I'd say that Todoroki asks if he could learn, and then they ask him if he was willing to rip the flesh off of his arm. And he gets a bit freaked out by that, and asks why. He just tells him how he's a lich, and to truly be in that group, he needs to be lich loved, and that sort of is marked by that to prove his loyalty and whatever. So he just denies that, at least for now. So he is not lich loved. Izumi and Baku, they start playing with Eri. They get really, she's really shy, but she ends up warming up to them. He says that he could open up a portal at UA. Just not to tell Izumi and Bakugo or anyone else that they could come anytime. So they do that, and just because I want them to know about that, and I know I'm thinking of Mina specifically playing with Eri, because she seems like she'd have fun with that. And Uraraka is a bit she's disappointed. And then they have to go back to go home and then think about their internships. Yeah, so they want to think about that, so they do. Yeah, so they all leave. They all leave using one of the portals, and so Deku just tells them that they can come anytime they want and play with Harry, since she doesn't open up very often, and that's pretty rare. And he offers the contract. I'd say that Toko, I don't know, who would take that? I mean, I don't know. I don't think anyone would take it at that time, but a couple of them would be thinking about it, just because they get to keep their quirks and they do that. He doesn't offer that to Izumi and Bakugo because he doesn't really want to see them very long. Izumi shows her parents the video. They get mad and decide to confront him and try and get him back in court or something like that. But that is for a later date. Riley's trying to convince him to come back, since he's super powerful and to teach them what he knows. So that happens. Then into the internships. Deku doesn't have that. He doesn't really have an internship since no one really wants him, so he's just given a temporary license to do hero work. In Hosu. So yeah. Oh yeah, he decides to go to Hosu because he knows that Ida would be there. And he thinks that Ida's smart and he might take the... Well, no, he wants to offer Ingenium, Ida's brother, the contract, since he doesn't think that his brother knew about it. So, And he does that. So yeah, Deku, like, he offers that to I'm just gonna leave this off here. I don't want to make this too long, but I'll try and do more videos soon. Remember, you guys can, like, tell me anything that you guys think I should use, like, and tell me any ideas you guys have how I can continue this. I want to get this to have this as long as possible, because I've been getting a lot of support on this. So yeah, getting a lot of support. I want as many people as possible to tell me what I can do to continue this, and any ideas that I can do to improve it. So please tell me that. I will see you all later. Bye.